So never mind the political fallout, was Comey's dismissal constitutional? Who better to ask than Fox News senior judicial analyst Judge Andrew Napolitano, who rejoins me. Welcome back, Judge.
Hey.
So is this a constitutional crisis that we've just entered into?
Well, two questions. The dismissal is constitutional because the FBI director works in the executive branch. Even though he's been confirmed by the Senate, it is a position that serves at the pleasure of the president. So the president could fire him for any reason or for no reason. Is this a constitutional crisis? No, or maybe not yet is the answer, because we don't know what's going to come out. If the president fired him, to impede the investigation of a potential connection between Russian intelligence and his own campaign, that would precipitate a constitutional crisis. That, of course, is what the Democrats are arguing below the surface. I haven't heard anybody say it quite that way.
Yeah.
And that might require more investigative information. Our friends at the New York Times reported just this afternoon that late last week, Mr. Comey asked his superiors in the Justice Department for millions of dollars more in assets with which to pursue this investigation.
Interesting.
So that feeds that narrative.
So I think even though the White House has said that they want the FBI to complete their investigation, I agree with the calls that there needs to be a special prosecutor at this point. There needs to be some sort of independent oversight of this so we can really get to the bottom of it, even if it's just to prove the point that there was no collusion with Russia in regards to the election.
I think more and more people and more Republicans will start to agree with you on both sides of Capitol Hill. You mentioned a good friend of ours, Congressman Justin Amash. Even a sort of moderate conservative Republican in the Senate, Senator Richard Burr, who happens to be the chair of the Senate Intelligence Committee and thus is privy to an enormous array of national security secrets and has had a lot of interplay with Director Comey, hinted that he thought there should be an independent investigation as well. We don't know who the new FBI director will be, but we do know that Donald Trump did not fire the entire FBI.
Yes.
Just fired the director. Theoretically, the investigation should proceed apace. The director is so far above the field level people conducting the investigation, he doesn't even really supervise it, he just receives reports on it. Hopefully, whatever investigation there is out there will proceed apace, aside from the speed bump.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about Jeff Sessions, because he has recused himself. Jeff Sessions has recused himself from this issue, and he is the one who would have to appoint a special prosecutor.
No,
correct?
The special prosecutor would be appointed by Rod Rosenstein, who is the deputy attorney general, because the special prosecutor would be investigating an area from which Attorney General Sessions has recused himself.
So that's my question. His recusal automatically means that the man who authored this memo that was the basis for Comey's firing, he's the one who would appoint a special prosecutor. It is so politicized in Washington and in the country now. How do you find someone who is truly impartial? Because if you look at the legal scholars who have been asked to comment on this story, the legality and constitutionality of it, they are so split along party lines.
They are. The way you do this is you go into private practice and find a former Justice Department trial lawyer or a former assistant U.S. attorney who's very familiar with the federal system, who is utterly fearless and for the most part apolitical. I say for the most part. It's hard to find a human being that is totally apolitical. But there are people who are former Justice Department prosecutors who are not pronouncedly in one party or the other, and you appoint that person. Now, when you appoint that person gets a slew of FBI agents and a budget and the right to indict anybody.
Wow. Judge, that sounds like a job that is tailor-made for you. But you can't leave me, because we need way too much of your expertise.
I like my day job. Thanks.
I like your day job, too.
Getting to work with you.
All right, thanks so much. We'll see you again very soon.